Welcome to Rick's Moment, in my own words, podcast, where we talk everything spiritual. In this podcast, I brought along a friend for discussion, where we're going to talk everything about spirituality. Soraya?
Yes, hi, my name is Soraya Rameau. I'm very excited to be on this podcast, and we're going to get nitty-gritty with authenticity.
Good.
Yeah.
So the first question I have for you, back to the spirituality topic, tell me how has that affected you in your personal life? And also tell me how has that, or other words, what does that mean to you? Give me pretty much your definition of it.
Okay, so with me, I've always been like a quiet, observant kid since I was younger. I started reading into it and feeling how spirituality could be a possibility. And see, I'm already messing up. I already started peeping that with observing people. I think the best thing is to, observe and be quiet and be in silence in nature. And I started reading people's energy. And in terms of spirituality, to me, what it means is like a realization outside of yourself, that there's something greater, the unknown, that's outside of yourself.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, can you maybe explain, like, how now that you are spiritual, how has that affected you in your personal life?
It's affected me tremendously. Most definitely, I most definitely have more eyes on me, I feel like, due to like my essence, because when you do the work, you start, like, other people start like peeping that, like the energy.
Right.
And so I most definitely start attracting some energy that's a little low, because it's like they see light and they're like, oh, who is this person shining? They either want to be a part of it or dampen it. But then there's some good that comes with it too. You start being more enlightened, you start having more opportunities, you start realizing yourself, the flaws about yourself to bring into light, you start reflecting more.
I have a good question for you.
Okay.
Now that you also been somewhat what they would call awake, should I say, what has been your experiences with that, and when did that take place? Like, what would you say, when did it start, or should I say, how long has it been since you've been awake, if that makes sense?
I feel like I have been awake for a long time, but hadn't realized it until I was probably preteen. Just because I've always kind of felt different from a lot of people. I used to kind of get made fun of and stuff like that because I was different and unique. So,
Okay.
but I didn't see and realize that about myself, so I'm still learning that about myself. And what was the other question?
It's just that, when did you actually get started? Like, when did you notice, what period of time did you notice, like, okay, I started maybe 2 years ago, or I started, a year ago?
A couple years ago, when I started really getting into depth with connecting to myself, to self, I started getting like results even through dreams and like, deceased ones answering me, the universe giving me opportunities and giving me answers of what I've been waiting for, and then they'll show it to me in different subliminal ways. Synchronicities, things that I like, just like how we saw the car earlier.
Yeah. Now that you had this spiritual awakening, are there some things that maybe you do different now that you never used to do before?
Most definitely.
Yeah, what are those?
I reflect and journal a lot. And I was always one to be like, oh, I got this. I don't want to have any opinions from anybody else. But I have to learn that you have to learn from people, like,
Yes,
younger,
yes.
older, even from a little kid and a fly. And so there's things that if I don't know from somebody, I want to go out of my way to ask to learn it.
Yeah.
Because I want to be more informed.
In my opinion, when it comes down to spirituality, I think, for me, I think it's just, you start to have realization now. Like, you start to see things outside of the surface. You start to see things just the way they are. You know what I mean? You're not imagining things. You're now starting to see and accepting things for what they are. Yeah. So that would be my opinion on it. And that's what I took from my spiritual journey, which we always on a journey, but it's just the realization of it. So that would be, of course, my my opinion on it.
That's good. I like that.